This week on Brisket Medic, we are going to be making a pork butt in the ugly drum smoker. Stick around. Okay guys, like I said, we're going to be doing a pork butt this week on the ugly drum smoker. And I am here at the station again on duty, but I've got the smoker going. I've got some charcoal lit up in the chimney, so hopefully we can get the smoker up to temperature by the time we get this rub made and coated on the pork butt. I like to make my own rubs. I'm starting to do that a little more and more here lately. And so I'm dabbling with a few flavors. I'm dabbling with a few experiments. And I use a couple of pre-mixed flavors just because, I mean, they're there. You may as well. I don't know why you wouldn't. I mean, I kind of like indoor plumbing, so advancements in technology. Not sure how that went together. Anyways, so I'm gonna make a quick rub for this pork butt here. I got a pork butt here in town at the local small grocery store, and that's a pretty good sized pork butt. Pork butts are stupid expensive right now. This is about an 8-pounder, but this is gonna be good for my family and myself throughout the week to eat on. So about 8 pounds was like $18, $19, something like that. Stupid expensive for pork butt, but whatever. Corona. Anyways, so I'm gonna start off with some even amounts of everything, and I'll let you know what isn't even. I don't exactly have measuring spoons here today, so I'm gonna go off of sight, and we'll see how good that turns out or how terribly that turns out. Probably the latter, but you know, with barbecue sauce and smoke, everything is delicious. So what I'm using today is quality spices from J&B Spice Company. Right here we've got some Zippy barbecue. This is the premix portion that I'll be using. This is ground paprika, ground cumin, hot chili powder. We got seasoned salt. We got garlic powder, onion powder, salt and pepper, and then celery salt, of course. So obviously we are going to start with even amounts of salt and pepper. I'm going to go with two tablespoons roughly of each. If I can get it out of the container. One. And these are all kind of fine. None of them are coarse. And so because I couldn't find a whole lot of coarse anything, I wanted to make sure that everything was fine, because then you start separating and having a mixture rub before you put it on, so that like the pepper doesn't rise to the top, you know, all that good stuff. So what I like to do when I make rubs is make sure everything kind of has the same consistency and texture so that it stays pretty well mixed together. So we're going to go 2 tablespoons of salt, 2 tablespoons of pepper. I'm actually going to go about 3 of pepper because I am adding a little more salt with the seasoned salt. So I'm going to go 1 tablespoon of seasoned salt. Throw that on top. And then I'm going to go with about half a tablespoon of celery salt. This is kind of the base starting for a lot of my rubs. Salt, pepper, garlic, celery, salt. Just seems to be a really good base for everything. I mean, just those things alone on brisket and steaks is freaking amazing, especially when it is the coarser, you know, the more coarse cut. So I've got, let's go with a about 3/4 tablespoon garlic powder, 3/4 tablespoon onion powder, and then with our chili pepper powder, chili pepper powder, Peter Piper picked the pickled peppers. With our chili pepper powder, we'll go. Jeez, please, let me get it open. Yeah. it'll go. I have a brilliant idea. How about I open all these sideways? Let's try that one more again. All right, so we've got the hot chili pepper powder, and we're gonna go, because it is the hot, we're gonna go with about 3/4 of a teaspoon, a tablespoon, excuse me, 3/4 tablespoon, and that's gonna help give it color and flavor. Same thing with this paprika. We're gonna go with about 3/4 tablespoon paprika. Same. And then we're gonna get that kind of kick, that little taste, that little flavor from 3/4 tablespoon of cumin. And then we're gonna top it off with 1 tablespoon of zippy BBQ spice. And we're gonna mix all that around. And usually I put like a sugar, like a brown sugar or granulated honey in this as well, because it is going on pork, but we're trying to eat less sugar. And so the less sugar, the better. And I think there's a little bit in the barbecue spice. So take a look at that. That looks pretty decent, pretty darn good, I'd say. So I'm gonna get this rubbed up on the old pork butt real quick, fast, and in a hurry. And then we're gonna throw it on the smoker when the smoker's up to tip. And I'll show you what we do from there. I wanna say, when you're rubbing this bad boy down, this is a huge piece of meat. Like, it's real thick. She's thick, boy. And you can get a lot of rub on here without doing any damage to it. So make sure you get it nice and rubbed down. I'm gonna use every bit of the rub I just made on this one pork butt. So just make sure you do that, because you want the flavor to be all up in it. So I'm gonna shake it on there. And I usually don't rub meat. That's what she said. I usually don't rub spices into my meat because it can get uneven. But man, for the camera guy this week, he sucks. But in this case, I'm making an exception because I want the pepper to kind of penetrate. He said penetrate the surface of the meat. Man, look at that color, like the color change just from rubbing it down. Look at that, like, that's freaking awesome. All right, so I'm gonna rub this down. I'm gonna get it nice and covered, real thick, nice and covered, because it's a thick cut of meat. I want this whole thing to be covered really well. I'm gonna get that thing spritzed every 2 hours to make sure that it stays nice and moist, and then I will let it keep cooking until it is temperature about 210 to 210, so that we can get that bad boy pulled and oh, so good. So we are about 2 hours in. Let's take a look at this bad boy. Oh man, yeah, she's looking good. I went ahead and made some chicken lollipops as well. That looks so good. All right, so I'm gonna spray that down. I'm gonna spritz it every 2 hours. All right, guys, so this thing has been going for right about 5.5 hours. So what I did was I put it in a pan, and then I mixed some barbecue sauce with a cup of barbecue sauce to a cup of Big Red. I mixed all that together, and I poured it in the aluminum pan, and I'm gonna let this pork butt sit here for another hour, and then I'm gonna cover it for an hour and let it finish up steaming and getting all juicy and tender and delicious inside, so that we can pull it and eat it. And I will show you what that looks like as soon as it's done. All right, guys, it's been right at 7.5 hours for this pork butt, and I mean, look at that bad boy. Let me turn this. Look at that bad boy. She's glazed up beautifully. When that thing cools off, I'll pull that bone out and get it shredded. That's how you know that bad boy is done. She's nice and juicy. She's thick and jiggly, just how we like it. So we let that pork butt rest for a little while, kept it covered up, and uncovered it, took it home, shredded it, and it was freaking amazing. And some of the best that we've ever done. I'm telling you, these Ugly Drum smokers, the quality of barbecue that it puts out, the flavor, the bark, the texture, everything about it is just on point, and it's so freaking easy to use. It's I mean, it's a Cajun crock pot. It's just so easy to use. Make sure you follow the recipe. The rub, it's so good. I mean, it's just, yeah, that was really good. I mean, without all the extra sugar and everything that I usually do add in, I didn't add in this time, and it was still freaking amazing. It was really, really good. So follow that recipe. You are welcome. If you are in the Lubbock area, in the Lubbock County area, we will soon be putting on a Stop the Bleed course for free with options to purchase your own personal trauma kits or Stop the Bleed kits. I'm trying to stay out of the wind here. I'm not trying to just swing around because I've had like 3 pots of coffee this morning. But we will have the Stop the Bleed kits available or available to order. I am still working on making sure that I have a quality pouch. I want to make sure it's a rip away pouch, but I want to make sure it's good quality canvas and not cheap Chinese crap. I need more subscribers. I've got 101. YouTube just congratulated me on that, and that's pretty exciting. I am excited about 101 because it's 101 of you that I have potential to share good information with, and a lot of stupid information, and that's okay. But we need 49 more so I can give away an ammo can grill. So make sure you like and you subscribe and you share. Until next time, my friends, see ya.